What's up? Big Herc 916. Getting it down and trying to stream on multiple platforms for you guys. So, yeah, it's going down, man. It's been a minute since we hollered, but I'm back doing a live stream. There we go. I think now everybody can see me and what's going on here. I'm working multiple screens, so I'm trying to make sure everybody can get in, and I gotta move stuff around so I can read everybody's comments. There we go. I can see everybody now. What's up with it, man? How's everybody doing? I got TikTok jumping off. I got the Culture Flix app. I got YouTube fresh out. Big Herc 916. Yeah, man, it's going down, man. Just been working a lot on self. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Trying to get down a schedule. I think we're gonna try to keep with Sunday at 5 p.m. and Pacific time, and if we can do that, we should be all good. Also working on streaming. We're also streaming on Culture Flix app. The link is in the fresh out chat on YouTube, and also check out Culture Flix on trying to get down a schedule. I think we're gonna try to keep with Sunday at 5 p.m. It's kind of, I don't know, it sounds like I'm let me turn it down. I think I'm echoing. But yeah, we're getting down on Culture Flix app, Culture Flix Discord, YouTube, and yeah, man. Yeah, he's still not getting alerts. I know it's crazy, man. You know, the thing about, we're gonna start doing the lives on Culture Flix Discord, and you'll be able to participate if you choose to, and that will give opportunity to not be shadow banned. So, for you guys who don't know about Culture Flix, basically it's a platform that has content available that is not censored, and you don't have to worry about the algorithm. You can conversate on there. It's all good. So we're going to start doing stuff on there, and the reason, like I said, I'm going over there is because of the garbage I've been dealing with on YouTube, you know. So I'm hoping, let me see, more than one of the ingestions using the primary URL. Send one screen to the primary. Let me know if you guys can still see me on fresh out YouTube. Huh. So it said YouTube, it was not playing, huh? YouTube played a stupid ad, now the stream won't load. Let me know if it can you see it on YouTube? Fresh out? Yeah, so you know, Culture Flix, I'm gonna be dropping content over there. It's not censored, not in the garbage. And I really ain't saying nothing crazy anyways. I'm just speaking from the heart, man. You know, when I talk about different subjects I'm passionate about, I'm just trying to lace you guys up and share, man. So yeah, Culture Flix will be one of the things that we're dropping on in the future. I'm working on some ideas for some unique content, maybe some car stuff. I'm picking up the Chevelle this month, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of car stuff. I'm also gonna be working on doing some muscle car lifestyle rallies where we go and do some cool drives, go have some good food, good conversation. Look for that on bigherc916.com. I'm going to be advertising about that. I'm in Arizona, and so it'll be stuff in Arizona, and then I'll probably be doing some stuff in Cali, some drives. But I got something big planned for next year. I want to get a bunch of you guys together. If you got old schools, if you got exotics, you got something unique, you know, get together, making friends with cars, car culture, enjoying great food and great conversation. As far as on the art, let's see, works in culture videos. The YouTube studio might let you know if you're on the live there too, but okay. Yeah, and then on the art, man, I'm gonna start doing giveaways at pop-ups of prints. So I got prints that will be dropping on the website probably in the next week or so. And some of the artwork, I know, you know, people are like, oh man, it's, you know, expensive, whatever the case may be. So I'll be doing prints, and you guys could buy the prints at a reasonable price, signed, numbered. I'm only gonna do 50 prints per picture, and yeah, they're gonna be very limited. So that's also dropping. But yeah, man, I just kind of backed away from a lot of the. I try to back away from a lot of the drama on social media. You know, it's bad enough that they show all the ignorant, negative stuff with black people doing just who knows what. And, you know, I know it ain't only black people, but it's like, come on, man. It's so embarrassing, man. And I'm not here to put anybody on blast. I'm just saying, in general, we all need to take more accountability and really pay attention to what we're doing in our lives, and just act accordingly, man. But somebody said, how do I feel about the term black fatigue? I mean, to be honest, man, I try to avoid that type of ghetto bullshit, but it's like, dude, do we have to film everything that's hella ratchet? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. There's other stuff that black people are doing that's positive. Let's show that. Let's show the positive, man. Not every black person is fighting and jumping over counters, you know, serving themselves in restaurants or stealing. Not everybody black is doing that, man. So it's just, you know, it's garbage, man. So I try to avoid it. I try to avoid a lot of it. Some of the stuff I got to put on to get algorithms. Like I said, I got to throw on some garbage here and there, but I can't give you all game. I got to throw in some of the buffoonery, you know, and I try not to do it like stupidly, but sometimes I just call out shit, man, because I want people to be responsible, man. You know, and personally, I've been around, you know, younger days, you know, you're around some shit, man, but nowadays, man, because of the camera, a lot more things are exposed, so you just got to be careful, man. You got to be careful, man, and watch yourself, and just surround yourself around better people. I actually enjoyed the F1 movie. I'm thinking about watching it again tonight with my wife. After this live, I got some other things I got to do first. But after that, you know, probably go watch F1, relax. I've been working on a drawing. You see, I got Willie T. Ribbs. If you don't know who Willie T. Ribbs is, he almost made it to Indy. He went to Europe, was very good driving in F1, but because he was black, they wouldn't let him drive for an Italian car company. I think he drove for... I want to say he tested for Ferrari, and I think he drove a Peugeot over there. I'm not sure, but he was actually really good over in Europe, man. I believe he did the F2. He never did F1, but he was good. But it cost a lot of money to race F1, and at the time, he wasn't able to get the team backing. But he did go over there and do really well. But Willie T, you know, I got Ayrton Senna above him. I got man, who's the guy for Mercedes? It just skipped my mind, but that's the other picture. And then I'm working on some other art, and this picture I'm working on right now, this drawing, when you guys see this shit, it is fire. It's fire, man. So I'm doing a lot of art, and I want to share that with you guys. Inspiration through art. You know, a lot of people like, Big Herc, where did you learn to draw? And I was drawing when I was a kid, but it's crazy. I hadn't really thought about drawing until I came to Arizona. I was so caught up, man. And in prison, I had a lot of time on my hands, but I was worried about getting out. I was so stressed in prison. I drew a little bit when I first got down. I used to draw cards for guys, and I would do portraits, and that was a little hustle I had in the county as far as MDC. But in the PN, I couldn't relax to draw, man. I was just very uncomfortable, and I was studying law, man, so I didn't draw for years. But as a kid, I used to draw a lot, man. I don't have it right here in front of me, but man, I drew some stuff. Maybe I can dig it up real quick. I've been drawing since I was a kid, and it was always one of my passions. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it next time for you guys. But I got some stuff I drew for my grandmother, some stuff I drew when I was a kid. I used to draw shoes, design stuff. So I've always been doing art, and that's why I always inspire you guys to get into your art, man. Find you something, man, that's a passion, man. Herc, my folks were trying to be patient and have some needs, We were in our late 20s. Well, man, have you guys really had a talk? You sound like you guys need to have a really deep down conversation. I was talking with my wife today. I was reading this guy's comment over here on YouTube. And me and my wife, we do a lot of talking. Sometimes I ask my wife, do you think other couples talk as much as we do? A lot of people in relationships, but they don't talk to each other. But they talk about each other. And it's wild, man, because you don't know how many couples we've met that once they get cool, they talk shit to us about the other spouse. I'm like, dude, why are you talking shit to me about your woman or about your man when I got to see him when you guys are together and you guys pretend? Yeah, man, it's crazy, man, because I would never talk about my wife to another couple and then have my wife show up and pretend like, we're the Cosbys. It's like, come on, man. Don't talk about your wife to anybody else, keep that to yourself, man. If you got a problem with your wife, you guys need to sit down and talk, man. Talking is a lost art. Yeah, you know what? I am actually working on getting one of those things, a pardon, man. That's one of my big goals. That's something I'm working on. So, yeah, man, that's something I'm really trying to push. And I get that. I clean the state record. I'm a clean citizen again, and I can, protect myself legally. Do the right thing, man. And yeah, have all my rights back. So I do want to get a pardon. Look out if you guys want to put a word in for me. Help Big Herc get a pardon, man. JB Will, what's up, man? I once told a friend who was complaining about his wife, choose your wife, choose your life. He didn't talk to me for a month after that. Man, you don't talk about your wife to your friends or vice versa. You don't air out your inner circle to people when they're not around, because then that means that they're also going to talk about you when you're not around to other people. You just got to watch yourself, man. I mean, conversation, man. Some things are better left kept to yourself. You don't want to put your business out there like that, man. Gerardo Askey, thank you, man. Appreciate you. You and JB Well, man. Appreciate you guys. Find a passion, start a business. Do not let anyone put a limit on your income. That's right, man. Don't let anybody put a limit on your income. We all have a gift. Sometimes I kick back and I watch people welding. Guys that fabricate, that's an art. Guys who paint cars, people who design. I watch interior design stuff. I watch women when they decorate houses, guys when they decorate houses, architecture. I love watching real estate shows when they break down what makes a good house and a bad house as far as design. I like all that stuff, man. Yeah, okay. You know, I did mention Discord earlier, but you guys, like I said, a lot of the lives in the future we'll be doing on Discord because of just YouTube censorship, and we don't have to worry about the algorithm. The algorithm is so sad, man, because if I was one of those guys promoting black ignorance, if I was talking about catching fades, if I was promoting just negative culture, banging on another brother, what set, what hood, it would be viral, bro. You know, if I talk shit about somebody and created a beef, it would go viral. And that's what they want. They want us going at each other like a bunch of buffoons. I'm not going to call out some black guy. I'll call out when you do something stupid, like, hey, man, why'd you go out like that? But I'm not going to be trying to beef with dudes and fight with dudes. That's stupid, man. But that's what they do. You got guys, they somehow get a hold of internal paperwork of people who are locked up. They go to hoods. They glorify really low energy behavior. And yeah, man, that's what they push. And those people, they, believe me, they're tapped. I don't even have to say the platforms, but you know, they're not promoting black excellence. They're not showing the kid who got a degree from Princeton or Harvard, or, you know, created the next invention that's going to change the world. They want to show youngsters getting locked up, gang banging, getting arrested, shooting out, running from the police. It's the same stupid shit, man. Vincent Price, thank you for the donation, man. I just want to know what Michael Lee feel like, bro. What did Miko Lee feel like? Much love. You know what? I don't even remember her, bro. You know, it's crazy because I know people. I don't really talk about my adult entertainment career. I had a career in adult entertainment from 1994 to 1995, and then 1998 to 2000. And I got a book on my website, you know, about it, how Big Herc got down the porn game. But I can't remember. Probably, man. 90% of the women, you know. And guys ask me all the time about getting into the game. You know, now it's everybody. It's back then you didn't know who was in the game unless you watch movies. It wasn't like advertised. Nobody said, hey, I'm a stripper, I'm in adult entertainment, whatever, I'm an X-star. Nobody really talked about it. It was like you knew if you went to like certain what they would have like CES show, or if you went to Vegas, the conventions, but it was low key, man. But dude, I wouldn't suggest you put your business out there like that, man. If you're gonna get your freak on, do it. I mean, you know, everybody wants to be out there and be be an expert cheek buster or master cheek buster, whatever. But just think about now. There's so many other things that you could be doing, and you know, I initially got into the cheek busting game professionally because I was dealing with some other stuff, man. I was locked up from 18 to 21. That's a prime cheek busting period. 18 to 21, you're cheek busting. You're at cheek busting hyper speed, right? You know, I missed all that, so I felt like I needed to make up for that. So getting out, I had already done a bodybuilding competition while I was locked up in CYA, and I took first place in overall heavyweight. I won a couple art competitions, and that should have told me something back then about art. I won some competitions, but I didn't pursue it, man. I didn't have no direction at 21, man. I didn't have no direction. And somebody mentioned the CYA camp busting cheeks. So, yeah, from 18 to 21, bro, I was on hiatus. I was locked down, right? But I was able to get a female to come visit me at the camp, right? The camp was wide open. And if you had good behavior, you could leave during Sundays for X amount of hours. I think it was like you had an 8-hour pass or something like that. If you had good behavior, and I had good behavior, man. I was, a model inmate, man. Fire camp, worked in the kitchen, role model, art competitions, bodybuilding, fitness. I was into, I was a good role model. So, anyways, I had a sponsor. They take me out, and I was able to have a female come and meet us for visiting. And, we got to have a picnic. You'd have these picnics, and it was a nice, the area, man, very country, rural. And even though you were locked up, it was like, it was better than being in a prison, right? But anyways, I was, like I said, young, whatever, had a visit. She showed up, and I was able to kind of slide off, bring a little blanket. Man, I was busting cheeks in the woods, homie, at a campground. I got to walk over and bust some cheeks, man. And I was like 20. I had 20, maybe 20. I hadn't turned 21 yet. And yeah, man, she drove up to see me. Man, shit. That was yeah, man, that was an experience, man. But like I said, when I got out, I didn't see her after that because I went to a whole nother city and got into the game. But yeah, man, I don't remember a lot of those females, man. I don't remember a lot of them. The block and yellow on 15 months or 5 weeks, 50 pounds. Okay, congratulations, man, on your surgery, brother. Got to stay healthy. 52, man. You're the same age as me, brother. Got to stay healthy. Got to stay healthy, man. Dr. Sam Kekodarkar. I don't know how to, sorry, man. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Was my story about Big Mike real? Yeah, man. You know what? There was actually a prison guard who had chimed in on one of the videos conversation. I think it was a live stream, and he said he remembered Big Mike. Big Mike looked like Tom Selleck, man. Big Mike was actually a cool dude, and I didn't know he was a cheek buster until this Native American showed up, and he moved him in the room, and another guy I knew had a cell next to that guy, and they were saying like, yeah, man, Big Mike be in there busting them cheeks, man. I guess they were lovers at another institution, man. It's crazy, man. That changes you automatically. As far as, I'm not judging what you like sexuality. That's your business as an adult, but you can't be a shot caller for a whole group of people and you're busting this dude's cheeks at night, man. You can't do it. You can't do it, bro. And I was in the Fed, so it wasn't like in the state. I didn't see a lot of that open, that the homosexuality going on. That wasn't something in the Feds. Not like where I was at. Maybe I didn't see it like that. I'd seen this one dude at Sheridan. He was getting down with a punk, and then Big Mike and Herlong, and Big Mike, I had nothing personally against him. He worked out. He was in shape. I used to talk to him, just passing by doing pull-ups and shit. Never really kicked it with him. But yeah, man, he moved that Native American in the cell, and he's probably punishing them cheeks at night. Woo! JB Well, thank you for the donation. Ever notice how high body count makes a woman crazy, but for a dude it gives insight and perspective? You know what, man? That's interesting you say that. It's interesting you say that because if you notice right now, right, social media is pushing high body count women. They push women to be very promiscuous, hypersexuality. They you know, you get rewarded for it. You make a lot of money. You can, you know, a man gotta have a bag. You know, I heard a guy he was asking these women, like, you know, well, if a man was to approach you and he had money, what would he, you know, what would he be getting? You know, what could you give a man? You act like, you know, like everything's got to be about sex, but, you know, he's got to have the bag. Well, what do you bring to a relationship? And you're right, man. Having all these bodies, every time you bust in one of these broads, that's an essence of spirituality, energy, right? So she's absorbing all the energy. So she's got maybe, you know, 200-300, who knows, different DNAs up in her. And so when she has some child later on, who knows how many DNAs are possibly mixed up in there? Because that stuff is absorbed. It's energy, man. And you're right, man. It's like the more she has as far as higher body, it makes it harder for her to really comprehend somebody who really truly loves her. I think love is something, I don't even hear people talk about love no more. I don't hear people talk about it. You know, what is love, Big Herc? I ain't never heard that. Hey, man, that's a code word now. That's a fantasy word, love, man. It used to be really big in the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. You know, people like, oh, they stuck together because they loved each other. Part of it was love. Part of it was codependency, you know, to build a family. And, of course, if you have kids, you know, you love somebody, you want to build with them. You really love them. But I very rarely hear women say they love a guy anymore. Is love dead? Does love still exist? I don't even hear the rap. There's no like the R&B songs back in the day. It was about fall in love, broken heart, people cheating, but, you know, trying to build relationships. Love is, I don't even know if love still exists, man. You guys tell me. You know, yeah, Little Tay. They were promoting Little Tay. They said that she turned 18 and was on OnlyFans, and she made like $1 million and something in like a couple hours. Why would you promote that? Why would you promote young women to go and exploit themselves for the bag and place that type of value on themselves? I mean, you know, people are like, well, you know, who are you? Blah, blah. I'm like, look, do what you want. I don't care. All I'm saying is that some things are left to be a mystery. You know, I used to like it in the clubs back in the day. You see a female and she be in pants, but they weren't super tight, but you know she had a big booty. Or she had a baggy shirt on or sweater, and it was like out to here. You're like, oh man, she's working with something under there. And it was like a turn on. It was a turn on to see less. Nowadays, you have every woman putting her ass out there, even married women, wanting attention. Everybody wants this damn attention, man. K-Code, thank you for the donation. I heard 12% of butt pirates can't control pooping. You know, I don't really know about that, but what I will tell you, it's funny you said that, right? I knew somebody who was a nurse, and they said that the doctor was gay, right? And he literally had to wear a diaper during surgery because if he got nervous, he would poop himself. Yeah, real shit, man. Yep, a nurse told me that one of the doctors, everybody knew, you know, he was cool, whatever. I'm not judging him, but because of, you know, he had to wear a diaper, bro. He had to wear something because he would, yeah. So, you know, hey, I don't know nothing about that, but, you know, to each his own. And, yeah, bro. And squeeze them cheeks. Dr. Samir, thank you for the donation again. Do you know about Aaron the plumber in real way? No, don't know nothing about the dude, bro. I heard about him on social media. Don't know him. Never met the guy. I don't socialize like that, bro. I'm not in these dudes. I see them. I'm 52, bro. I'm out of the game like that. I'm not trying to be in the game and arguing and talking shit. I don't have nothing negative to say about the dude. Don't know him. Don't know half the dudes out there. All I see is like, I'm not with the beefs. I'm not trying to like attack any other black man in a way where I'm causing negative energy or anybody for that matter. I'm not trying to get involved in that. So I avoid all that stuff, man. I avoid all that, and I don't mess with any Peter Gazers. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't. You know, it's crazy because even in adult entertainment, a lot of those women, at the end of the day, they still want it like. You still want somebody to love you, man. You know, I can recall women like, you know, they done did all this stuff, right? And because like I'm a great ear, you know, I wasn't the guy on the set trying to like, yeah, you know. I was like, I kicked back. I used to do my thing. I didn't do any drugs. I wasn't into smoking weed or none of that. I didn't drink. I wasn't a perv, bro. I had game outside of the industry. A lot of dudes is just that game. You know, back in the day, was a lot of pervs, a lot of weird dudes, man, weirdos, right? I just call it like it is, man. Shout out to the homie Suave. He'll tell you the same thing. A lot of weirdos, man. But anyways, you know, having conversations with a lot of these women, at the end of the day, they wanted somebody to love them. Even a broad who's taking, you know, 20 dudes, she wants somebody to talk to. She wants somebody to, like, you know, be able to cook for her and, you know, go out and feel protected. You know, it's just a part of, it's a human instinct, and it's a female instinct, man. No, I didn't come across any vigilantes in prison, bro. I was in the feds. Everybody who was in there was for money's type shit. You did have immigration holds, but the feds is a lot of like, it was cartel, drug dealers, money launderers, embezzlers, bank robbers, burglars. It was like that type of shit, man. What up? Who's this right here? Vincent Price, thank you for the donation. Is it me or are the styles Gen Z females use ugly as fake eyelashes, bushy eyebrows, more masculine tats than The Undertaker? Am I just out of touch or on point? Hey, bro, you on point. These, you know, that American Eagle thing, right? What's her name? Sweeney? Pretty girl, right? American Eagle. Jeans ad. That's the kind of stuff I grew up on, right? Pretty girls in Sports Illustrated, Jet Magazine, Beauty of the Month. You know, women that were like, wow. But now they got these women. Some of them, man, they're hairy armpits, crazy, you know. Some of them still, you know, they got the, you know, whatever. You can still, you know, you got to work with it and use more imagination. But there's nothing wrong with being pretty. When did women being pretty become a crime? When did that become wrong? You know what I mean? Women they're mad because I can't believe she has blonde hair, blue eyes, she has a tight body, and she's in those tight jeans. Oh my God, what is this? I detest a woman trying to be pretty, to be feminine. What's wrong? You want to be, what you want to be roughneck? Tattoos and looking like a, you know, something from an old Deadpool movie or something? I mean, what is, cyberpunk something? I mean, what is that, man? What's wrong with being pretty, man? There's nothing wrong with being pretty. You know, man, you can be pretty and be good. JB Will, what up, man? Thanks for the donation. Roses are red, red. Arby's got the meats, and she's loaded with tats. She belongs to the streets. Oh, JB Will, let me say that again. Roses are red. Arby's got the meats. If she's loaded with the tats, she belongs to the streets. Hey, man, that's a good one, man. You know what, man? Back in the day, I didn't even see a lot of females with tats. Now they got the tats going down their legs, the tats on their thighs. You know, they got tats on their faces. This shit, it's wild now, bro. It's wild, man. I mean, the women now, and they're young, you wonder, like, when you go, like, 20 years into the future, are they thinking about that? Even some of the guys, you know, back in the day, the only dudes I've seen with tats were, like, super OGs, and they would have the tattoo tears. You know, I've seen some dudes, like, from San Quentin. I remember the first time I seen a dude who was out at the penitentiary. I was a square, bro. living on a military base, like for a greater part of my childhood, I had never been around a criminal element, but the street I moved on when we moved out the military base, it was a lot of gangsters, a lot of thugs. It was a bad street, man. It was, I mean, I didn't get beat up or anything on the street, but I was out there skateboarding and doing BMXing, man. And man, it was like dudes walking down the street who had just done like 8 years, 10 years, dudes with jerry curls, dudes just hanging out. It was, the street I lived on was wild. But yeah, man, when I seen a dude on Swole with a do-rag, lokes on, tattoos, it was penitentiary. Other than that, I ain't never really seen all the tats like that, man. It wasn't trendy like that, you know. And I don't know if the trend is gonna come and go, but back then there was only you seen guys from the penitentiary, and you seen guys for bikers, like real OG like biker dudes. They had tattoos, but they meant something. You didn't just have tattoos for decorations, man. It was different. Let's see now. Who's this? JB Well, thank you for the donation again. I don't want to date a biker or a pirate. I want a woman. That's what I tell them. Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I think being feminine, smelling like a woman. You know, woman has a certain smell. That's why when somebody says, "Oh, you know, look, man, you can put a wig on, you can do all this," you don't smell. Woman has a certain kind of hormone. Do you know, like when a lion could smell a lioness across the jungle, he ain't smelling ass. He's smelling the coochie, the lioness coochie from across the jungle, and he's going. You know what I mean? Just like a silverback. You know, he's smelling the. Oh man, he's, you know. Dude, it's being feminine, putting on makeup, shaving your legs. Unless you got a leg fetish, you might like hairy legs. Some of you guys like hairy, you know, whatever. But being a woman, smelling good, good hygiene, being sexy, but being reserved, man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's when you see a woman and she smells good and she's sexy, but not trying to be sexy. See, when you're trying to be sexy, it's like overkill. Like, you know, you got your thing all up in your coochie. You got a camel toe. I mean, like, damn, can the camel toe just be shown at home and during the day let the guys fantasize about the camel toe? You know, but yeah, man. I don't know what happened to sexy, bro. I don't know what happened to sexy. You know, and it's like, women are mad, like, you know, I don't want to be sexy. I don't want you to think I'm. Why? Who told you something wrong with being hot? There's nothing wrong with, you know, you women. You guys provide such a beautiful thing for men in life. I mean, there should be certain things that are reserved for the husband. You know, some women are for the streets. You bust them cheeks, you keep them pushing. When you wife that, you already know what you're getting. Hey, man, you know, be prepared to be a cuck. But if you have a woman that you value, and if you guys do whatever you do, keep that at home. Let it be a mystery, man. Don't put it all out in the streets. Everybody wants to brag about everything. There's no secrets. You know, it's like guys just bragging about their criminal activity. Bro, you ain't got to tell everybody you a gangster. Damn, you want the feds, you want the FBI, you want the DEA, you want the ATA, you want everybody, local police, sheriffs. Dude, keep that shit to yourselves, man. You know what I mean? Keep it to yourself. You ain't got to be out there telling everybody. You ever read any Thomas Sowell books? They're great. You know what? KO. Yeah, thank you for the donation. Actually, I did. I have a Thomas Sowell book on my shelf, man. Thomas Sowell is one of the most underrated, overlooked contributors to American culture, philosophy, finance, education in our lifetime. Thomas Sowell, man, that guy. I listened to a lot of his stuff on YouTube. I've read some of the book. I haven't read the full thing. I've been nowadays, to be honest with you, I do so much drawing and stuff. It's like, what do you call it? Therapy for me. you know, just, you know, getting away from everything going on and the crazy stuff. So I'm always drawing and stuff, and then I, you know, watching movies with my wife. But yeah, Thomas Sowell, great read, man, and very underrated. You know, if you guys haven't read Thomas Sowell or heard of Thomas Sowell, he talks about a lot about black culture, about Marxism, socialism. He breaks down a lot of the stuff that's happened in our country in the last 30, 40 years. He's a professor. I forgot what Ivy League school, but very smart guy, very educated, and great conversation. Somebody said, do people wear tight pants in prison? Nah, man. You don't want no tight pants in prison, bro. If you know, and what they'll do, if somebody like is a hater, they'll try to give you some tight pants from the laundry. You don't want to walk around with no tight pants. That's a no. That's a no. No tight pants. What? Why you keep bringing up old men and what are you talking about? Oh man, I don't know what you're talking about. You sound like a weirdo. ESPN is canceling Sweeney, huh? I didn't hear about that. But yeah, man. Being an attractive woman is a blessing. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a woman and allowing yourself to be feminine and for a man to be the protector. You know? Who we got here? What's up, Belgium? London in the house. What up? Prison politics. I avoided a lot of the prison politics, man. I did what I had to do, but like I said, man, I couldn't relax in there, man. It wasn't a party to me, and I was just trying to get out early, man. I was trying to file motions. I did a lot of legal studying, man, in a law library, and that was my main focus. I tried to avoid all the gossip, you know, who this dude was doing this, and this dude, he's got bad paperwork, and I just avoided all that stuff, man. I was like, I don't want to be involved in that, man. It was just horrible, bro. I don't tell people. You guys watch my show, so you guys know. But I don't run around telling people, yeah, man, I did 8 years, 8 months penitentiary. You know, yeah, man, penitentiary. Man, shit. I feel like an idiot. I missed, man, dudes was out here balling. I'm in prison eating top ramen and dudes is on the street making moves. I'm not bragging about that. I get out here to talk to you guys and yeah, I share some experiences, but man, shit. If you were free and you were out here making moves, man, shout out to you. You're the real G, man. If you avoided prison, you were smart enough to get out the game in time and not make dumb decisions. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to all the guys who were squares, the people they call L7s, cornball, whatever, nerds. You guys are winning. The nerds, you guys are winning. I'm trying to learn from you. You know, I go to the car shows. I'm kicking it with the nerds. These guys ain't trying to, you know, do no bullshit. They trying to get paper. They're enjoying life. They ain't trying to be violent, do no stupid, man. The nerds, the squares, you guys are winning, man. You guys stayed out of prison. I went in there. I had to do what I had to do, but I made some bad choices. But hey, that's on me. I ain't blaming nobody. I take full accountability, man. Do I think drill music is evil? Yeah, of course. It's ignorant. Deaf to the people, man. You know what I mean? You know, back in the day, they didn't allow you to even talk about, like, violence like that. But once they seen it was a move, like music right now, you combine that with alcohol and drugs, man, you got people going to jail all day long. Private prisons are balling off the music industry. Balling. Yeah. Private prisons are making a lot of money off the music industry. I liked it when it was just like dancing. You go and, you know, you watch the little videos and try to figure out the dance moves, and you go to the school dance, and you copy what you see in the videos. Those are fun times, man. And then after the school dance, you go grab a burger and you try to go bust some cheeks. You're like a little young dude trying to have fun, man, hang out. You weren't, and then it got to where people started, coming up there from other schools and gang banging and stuff. That ruined it, man. That ruined high school dances. But when I moved, it wasn't, everybody was just having fun. Having fun, hanging out, grabbing a burger, maybe trying to, go get a little, with your girlfriend. That was high school, man. It's like now, the fighting, the stupid stuff. It's like, man, and the violent rap, and it's like there's other rap out there. You can make a dope song, but you ain't got to kill somebody in every song. Can you still do an ollie on a skateboard? I don't know. I did one a couple years ago. I don't really I don't really like the newer skateboards. I like the old school with the spacers, bullets, or what other wheels? I like the bullets and the slime balls. Slime balls were some of my favorite wheels with Thunder trucks, and my favorite skateboard was a Lester Kasai. Who made the Lester Kasai was made by Madrid. Now, if you know that, you're an OG. Madrid skateboards, Lester Kasai, Thunder trucks with slime balls or bullet wheels. Man, I was an ollieing monster. You guys see my pictures, man, and we only had Polaroids back then. I was an ollieing, and I would have my Jimmy Z's on with my skull cap. Man, shit. If I would have stuck with that, man, who knows, man? I should have stuck with that instead of looking to go sell some dang drugs, man. Should have stuck with skateboarding. What's up, man? Were you locked up with Rusty Coons? Yeah, man, Rusty. Shout out to Rusty Coons. Yeah, I did an interview. Rusty's on the channel. He's on the Fresh Out channel. We did an interview. OG Rusty Coons, yup. That's the homie. Oh, man, thanks for supporting, man. Grand Theft Auto Poster. Thanks for representing. Appreciate you. So, yeah, man, what I'm going to be doing in the future, right? So, I'm going to be doing a live stream at different events, car shows, maybe out at lunch, different places. And I'm in AZ, so you got to look for me in AZ. Sometimes I might do it in LA if I'm out and about. But, I'm mainly in Arizona. I only go to LA here and there. But I'm going to be doing pop-ups. And then if you catch me while I'm where I'm at, the first person that says never settle for average, you're gonna get a surprise. Either I got hats, I might have a limited edition print, art print. I might have what else I got? I might have a couple bars of soap. I'm gonna have a bunch of different giveaways, man. But I'm gonna start doing giveaways because you guys have been supporting me for over a decade. And, I want you guys to be able to, have some of this art, man, and represent. And, like I said, when I drop the prints, they're going to sell out fast. You guys make sure you guys stay tuned on the website. And I'll be announcing on TikTok and on IG and even on my Discord. I got a Discord channel, too. So, yeah, you'll be able to see it on there. And also on the Culture Flicks Discord, we're going to be offering different perks depending on what you sign up for, so you can participate in the chat and really interact. So a lot of things going on, a lot of positive stuff, man. I'm really excited about the giveaways. I'm really excited about the drives. We're gonna be doing some dope drives, man. I'm gonna be in the Chevelle Supercharged, the Green Machine. We're gonna be hitting some cool spots, some cool events. This year I'm not making it to Monterey Car Week, but I plan next year it's going to be fire. Got a lot of cool stuff going on, man. I look forward to really hanging out with you guys, chopping it up, and having fun, man. Enjoying life, man. Not getting too caught up in a lot of this stuff going on, man. No interview for Fleece Johnson, bro. JB Well, thank you for the donation. If she's loaded in tabs and she's hot, I think one thing Welcome to the batting cages. Welcome to the batting cages, man. Who used to, I think, who kind of started off the tat thing with the women that was hot? Remember the rocker chicks? Bro, I used to be like, them rocker chicks were hot, man. I seen a couple of chicks, rocker chicks, at different clubs when I was growing up. And I bounced at a lot of clubs. I bounced at clubs in Huntington Beach, Newport Beach. But I bounced out some warehouse stuff. And the little punk chicks, man. I used to like a little punk chick. I didn't discriminate, man, when it came to busting cheeks, man. Punk rocker chick, Asian chick, man. Little tattoos that are, you got to find them, I think were hot. When they're just everywhere, you're like, she must be just letting cheeks go wild. But when they're hidden, and you're like, ooh, was that a tattoo? Ooh, it's cool when they have tattoos, but they're not everywhere. You gotta look to find them. I think it makes it more sexy. You pull up, ooh, you got one on the cheek right there. You can't, it's not for everybody in the public. When the public can see all the stuff, what good is it? It's ruined. Everybody can see the same thing you seeing. Leave something for the mystery. Tell them, JB Will. Leave something for the mystery, man. Oh, that's a wild question, man. Somebody asking about peeing in prison. People are fascinated with prison, man. Man, same shit on the street. You don't pee on a seat, and you ain't sitting down like no bitch, because then they're like, you a bitch. That's a weird question, man. Who's peeing in prison? What the hell? Man. JB Well, thank you for donation. Tit tats. Oh, JB Well said, tit tats are the worst. Oh man, what kind of tattoo they get on the tits, huh? On the breasts? When they got spider web around the things. They got the old wings going on right here. It's like certain things are sacred. Let that be. So when I can see those, it's like woo, juggling. Don't put graffiti everywhere. Just a little bit. A little bit's all right here and there, but you don't want to ruin the product, bro. Ruin the product. You put stuff everywhere. A firefighter per man. I'm a boat mechanic. I'm a boat mechanic. Feel like makes the switch to a more serious career. Man, boat mechanic, bro. I'm surprised. Man, that's a great career. I mean, a firefighter, a paramedic, first responder, bro, is very rewarding. But you're a boat mechanic, depending on where you're at. If you're in like Washington or California, anywhere the coastal cities, dude, you're your own boss. You're your own boss, and your income is only limited by how much you want to work. You can pick and choose your jobs. You are coveted, bro. You can go, if you're looking to change a serious career, you're your own boss. Nobody tells you what to do if you're a boat mechanic and you work for yourself. You could even go into the reserves in the military, get all the benefits, and be a mechanic in there and get that under your belt and make even more money and then work in the private sector. You got a lot of opportunity, bro. I never met Jana Jameson in the 90s. No, I never met her. Like I said, when I was in the game, it was still like kind of taboo to have sex with certain white women. They were still like, the black guys that were having sex with certain white women, they were like, I'm hitting white cheeks. You're not allowed to engage in white cheek busting. They were that type of shit. So if you got the chance and you were busting white cheeks, it was like, oh, I'm busting white cheeks too. It was that kind of bullshit. The white cheek busting game. Yeah, man, they used to have it like, it was pretty segregated, bro. And certain dudes, because of their status, they got to bust white cheeks, and then you had what they call the other more ghetto porn, where you're like, the girls, they were like more hood and black and Mexican. But yeah, man, it was wild. And you didn't see a lot of Mexican girls, for I think because of just how their family valued things are. But you didn't see a lot of Mexican girls in the porn game back then. I did not see a lot of Mexican girls. If they came in the game, they were pretty much they were on they were up there too. But there wasn't a lot of Mexican women in the porn game in the 90s. In the 90s, man. Different back then. Goku Vu Scenario 22. Thank you for the donation. I murdered them. I don't know what that handle is. Do you think humanity will ever move past a money system? No. From, I don't know, from the dirty money people in the temples from back in the day that were robbing people with bullshit taxes, to the what do you call it, the usury system that dates back before Christ, where they would loan money to people that didn't know about money and charge them interest. The money system will always be a part of humanity unless you elevate to a very high spiritual plane. But all the families that run the world, everything's based on money. Everything's based on money, man. So this is how they control. The world is controlled through debt. Not profit, through debt. People owe you, they have responsibilities, obligations, and that's how you control people, through debt. You know? It would be nice if money wasn't the object and people sell their soul every day for money. People take people's lives, man, for a couple $1,000s or less. They're trafficking people right now for money. Money is horrible, bro. You know? And until you reach a higher spiritual state and find balance in your life, only then will it change. And money, I'm not saying money's evil. You know, people, oh man, I don't want no money. I don't need. It's fine if you don't want this. If I like to buy a nice car or take my wife to a nice dinner or stay in a nice house, then man, shit, I gotta make money. I'm not gonna be living on the street in a cardboard box and busting cheeks on the sidewalk with a blanket. I like a nice car. I like muscle cars. I like this car. I like, nice house. I like certain nice clothing. So it costs money, man. But you don't have to obsess to where you're going to hurt people in the process of it. And that's the problem. When people start doing all that compromising values to get over on people, that's when it becomes bad, bro. Oh, man, I gotta cut it off, you guys. They got another stream coming on Culture Flicks. So I got to wind it down. That hour went by fast. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe, share. Big Herc 916 YouTube, Culture Flicks app, Discord, Culture Flicks, Fresh Out YouTube, Fresh Out Series, IG. Hey, man, you know how we do it over here. Big Herc 916. Never settle for average. Fresh out.